let's just open with what we're all thinking. Holy shit!
A participation. We got a Fred purge. We got everything we were hoping for.
That was
my
delightful.
gosh, it happened. It really was just. What a just ending.
Yeah. So truly gratifying in every measure.
What the fuck just happened? Wow, that was awesome.
No. What just happened there was June got through to Tuello. Tuello grew a fucking spine and realized like what the right thing to do was. Nick got to pistol whip fucking Fred, which
that made me giddy. That entire interaction, I was giddy.
So I started cracking up right around the time that they threw Fred in the van, and then I saw his neck shackled. Yeah, and I don't think I stopped cracking up until I realized that this is basically where June and Luke are done.
Okay, the line that killed me the most was when June and Nick start kissing, and Fred is like, he just can't get past it. He says, "What the fuck is this?" And I died, and I haven't stopped dying. Every time I think about it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was so funny.
Oh, this is glorious. I loved it.
It was absolutely tremendous. Like that, like I started cackling at that point too, because it's like we saw it time and again in this episode that like Fred is just so delightfully obtuse and unaware of how unimportant he is. But like, how the fuck did you, like, you imbecile? Like, oh, I loved it. I loved it so aggressively. Everything about this like 15 minutes of show made the last 4 seasons worth every single moment.
And it's so fitting. It was such a fitting end to Fred. Like,
yes,
he invented the participation and he died by it. And there you go. That's what I needed for Fred, and I am so pleased with it. Oh, it was so good.
I feel great about it.
Yeah,
I really do.
Likewise. It's exactly the sort of ending that he deserves, and like he deserved to be put up on the wall, and he deserved to not have the chance to maneuver his way out of it.
Yeah. Yes. I know. I was kind of wishing that he would be muzzled as he was taken off in the I-van, just because I'm like, I didn't want him to be able to say anything. Like, I didn't want any words out of his mouth for whatever his end was, but he didn't have much to say anyway, besides, what the fuck is this? I wouldn't have got that line if he was muzzled, so.
It's true.
Oh, that was so great. And Emily was there. Moira wasn't, right? For the persecution.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, I don't think Moira was there, but Emily very clearly was.
Yeah. Can you explain something to me? Because I'm going to definitely need a rewatch. What was happening in the end? Did I miss the part where June had some kind of ultimatum, and where is she going? What was she talking about? Give me 5 minutes and then I'll leave. Is she leaving the home?
She knows she has to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. When Luke comes around the corner and sees her face covered in blood, and like he's smart enough to like see the piece on her face as well. Like, he's smart enough to put 2 and 2 together. And she knows that he would never be able to forgive her for that. And like, by the way that he slumps like and collapses against the wall, like their relationship can never be repaired. Ever. He can never see her as anything. I don't think that's something he would be able to move past. So I think like that's what she meant, was like she needs to leave him. She can't be with him because they'll never be able to go back to the way that they were. That's how I read it.
Oh, that makes sense.
I mean, was there any other trajectory for June?
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been leading up to it.
And it's...
Sorry, no, they've been leading up to it all season. Like, at the support group, she's like, why can't we be fucking angry? And why can't we want to, like, do something with that anger? Like, they've been breadcrumbing that. They've been breadcrumbing the fact that she was going to do something that was going to be unforgivable. At least as far as Luke was concerned. So, I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother ball of wax right there. But, like, I don't know. like it was heartbreaking watching Luke's face when he realized that she had that she had killed Fred. I don't know.
I mean, we knew it was going that way.
I think we need some time to like sit on that for a bit and absorb that and kind of work through that and like deep dive into that when we do our full dive. But
for sure. There's so much I needed to rewatch. What was on Serena's screen? Did I miss anything important there? Oh, it was Zoom.
She had Zoom.
Was waiting for, right. Was she waiting for Fred?
She had.
I missed that.
Thank you. I just realized that's what that was about.
Zoom.
And, oh, that's perfect too.
She had Zoom queued up and no answers, no idea what was going on. Just like no one else hanging out in the room, no one inviting her to come play, like just waiting for the room to start.
Oh my gosh.
That's
great.
But that's it. She could wash that man right out of her hair now.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Go, Serena. You're free. Go write your fucking book.
I love the June and Larry reunion. Oh, man.
Don't be a
I love that line. That was so great.
That was so perfect. I was like, yeah, let's just be real here.
And his face when he said it, too.
Like, you can't blame a guy for trying. I absolutely love that he was just like, well, it was worth a shake. What are you gonna do?
Oh my God.
I absolutely loved that. Loved that we got to see Joey Lawrence. Loved that, like, he did make a good point, though. And I think, like, he did eventually give that final nudge for June when he said that whatever happens to him, if we get him back, won't be enough for you.
Yeah.
Because he knows her well enough. He knows that, like, a passive approach or to whatever's happening is not going to appease her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I think it'll be good for the moment.
I think this is enough for her.
Because, I think this is enough for right now.
Absolutely. I think so. I think so, too. And I love that she got to put him on the wall.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love that shot, huh?
Yeah.
He didn't even really have a head, did he?
No.
No, that was bludgeoned in.
He was reduced to a slurry.
That line will never leave my brain. Oh, man.
Oh.
Bye, fucker.
So fucking absolutely perfect. Like, the most gratifying end for a villain I think I've ever seen.
I know.
It's so gratifying and amazing that I actually am having a hard time remembering everything that led up to it.
I forgot how great the chasing scene was through the woods. Like, that was fantastic.
Yes.
When she got to flip the script and chase him through the woods like that. Oh, that made me see again. This is I really like vengeance, especially when it's very specific like this. And I'm like, good, this is exactly what he deserves. And I am so happy to watch it play out. Oh, that was so fun. And the shots of his face all slow-mo and then boom, he's down. And it was so good. And just to watch him slowly realize what was happening and he didn't pick the gun. You can't shoot me. And then all the lights come up. Oh, it was fear. Fear. Yes.
Scared to death. And, like, the plead, like, I have a son. Like, doesn't matter. It does not matter because you didn't care that anyone else had a daughter or a son or a child. It was all the same to you, Fred. Yeah. And now you get exactly the fate that you deserve. The same fate you inflicted on everyone else. Like, oh, it's so good. Yes. Like, I mean, even to his end, though, I don't, like, I think, like, that's the only point that he really did kind of understand and get it. When she just looked at him and went, run. Like, that's when that fear really kicked in. And, like, I think, like, but even then, like, it was only gratifying for us because we understand that Fred will never have any sort of, like, breath of redemption. Even his apology to June, like, when she went to see him in prison to see whether or not he could be worth saving or if there was something there to, like, humanize him. And, like, he did apologize to her and he did say, like, I mean, I wrote notes because of course he did. When he, like, commiserates about how it must feel to, like, lose a child and he acknowledges that Nicole is never his. He says, I can't imagine how it feels to lose your daughter. Yeah. And, like, there's a moment there where he gets it. And, like, I think, like, when he says he really is truly deeply sorry, like, June laughs, and, like, I think she believes him, but it's too fucking little too late. And, like, if that's the only thing that you can have a genuine apology for, and then immediately goes into, like, oh, I think what we had, like, wasn't love, but it was something, like, you're so obtuse to everything that you have done. Like, you've acknowledged one part of it, but it was death by 1,000 cuts, buddy. You can't apologize for, like, one of the paper cuts and call it a day. Mm-hmm. Classic narcissist fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've also talked in the past about how these people, and by these people I mean Fred and Serena, are really just paralleling the thing that we have probably in every society, but I feel like in our society especially, where you have a certain group of people that just don't fucking get it. Like, they want to regulate other people's experiences. Looking at you, Republicans, fuck you. That's it. Looking at you, Republicans, where they want to regulate everybody based on what they believe is moral and right, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of who it hurts, as long as they benefit. But then when it happens to them, oh my God, all of a sudden they have empathy, because they literally can't have it if they don't experience it. It's so like they're unable to.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly frustrating. That's exactly what Fred was demonstrating, you know? Like, I get it now. Oh my gosh. But I have a son. Oh my God. Now you're taking everything from me. Oh God, I'm scared. Yes. Yes, you were scared. And it was delightful.
Everything that we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I genuinely enjoyed all, like, the little flashbacks and whatnot. Like, but we're gonna get into all of that. But, like, honestly, I think, like, my favorite, like, small thing that happened in this episode was Rita. Rita, like, when June was like, "I need you to stop taking care of me and stop cleaning," and Rita just, and I'm talking with my therapist and I'm working on it. And, like, that acknowledgement that she's working on her mental health. And then, like, when Moira and like June are talking and, like, talking about getting June to Geneva, and Rita just, like, puts her foot down, she's like, "Don't drag me into this." Like, prioritizing her mental health, like, that for me, like, I, like, squealed, because it was so wonderful to see Rita take back that sovereignty for herself and take back, like, her self-control, and then, like, acknowledge that she's got things that she's working on. I was just like, that for me was so, so, so gratifying. Like, almost as gratifying as watching, like, June chomp at Waterford's face. Almost.
I liked in that same scene how it feels like Moira and June are almost getting their groove back. They finally had that like quick little beat that felt familiar and felt like their roles that we always saw in the flashbacks of Moira being, like, really insistent and strong-willed, and she's like, "I'm going to find a way to make sure that you're in Geneva," and June's telling her, "No, it's not going to matter. All the reasons why, and it's all very entirely rational." And Moira's like, "Nope, I'm doing it anyway," and off she goes. And that has been June all season. And so to see it back, the roles flip back, and Moira is doing that while June just kind of laughs at her and goes, "Okay, whatever." And I'm like, I loved it. It made me happy to see them kind of finding a new existence together in Canada.
Well, that'll be short-lived, because if Moira wasn't at the persecution, you know she's going to be on Luke's team with this one.
Oh boy, yeah. I'm waiting to see. I can't wait to see where that goes with how this is going to affect her relationship with Moira. And I don't think Moira is going to go away in the future. I feel like she's going to be with us through the Testaments somehow. Certainly I just don't know how they're going to use her if they go that way with the Testaments.
Oh wait, no, careful! Don't give any spoilers about the Testaments, the 2-year-old book that is now canon.
Twitter was so much fun tonight because I was live tweeting, and goddamn, that's hard to watch something and live tweet at the same time. Oh shit! But I think I made it happen, and this tweet just popped up, and it's making me crack up. It's Stacy at Stacky Jones. June called. She needs a gun, a hood, some rope, an envelope, and a whistle. Don't question it. Grab the stuff and head to the border. # mixed text to Lawrence.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah. Like, that's probably about right, actually.
I love it so much. Love the end of this episode. Oh, that's great. You know what other line I liked was Tuello, the scene with Tuello and June.
Yes.
When she's outside his apartment.
Gilead turns you into a bit of a cunt or whatever it was.
It was funny because earlier in the episode with Tuello, I was like, you know what it is? It sounds like he's always reading a script. And Roxy had pointed it out to me like many episodes ago in season 4 that's what it is. And I'm watching him in this episode in the beginning, and I'm like, yeah, that's it exactly. Like, that's what really bothers me is that it sounds like he's reading a script, and therefore I can't trust him. And then he finally like just flipped the script and chucked it out the window for a second and was like, you know what? This is inappropriate, and you need to stop this. And then he was like, I'm sorry.
This is my home. You have my cell phone. You have my email. You can contact me. Why? And it felt
Jesus Christ, June, you're sucking all the air out of the room again.
I love that scene.
I loved that too. Yeah, because it was really human emotion, which we haven't really seen from Tuello. I mean, which makes sense. I mean, he's really just a means to an end for the most part, where, like, when he's not making, like, you know, googly eyes at Serena. But I think, like, that moment, too, where he's like, this is too far. Like, you're outside my home. And then, like, I think he realized as he was saying, he's like, oh, I have the opportunity to walk away from all of this. And, like, it stresses me out, but I can go for a run, then go home, then put my suit on, and then read my script to these people and do my job. This is their life. Like, I think, like, that may have been a moment for him, because, like, everything about his demeanor and the way he spoke changed from that moment.
That's a great point.
Like, even when he was apprehending Fred, and he was saying, you're unfit for leniency. And he's, like, throwing him in the back. Like, even then, like, the tone and, like, the pacing of his voice had completely changed. Like, when they were on the bridge, he was speaking, like, he was commanding things. He was, like, it didn't sound like a script. There was human emotion behind it. And, like, I think, like, that was a real, like, turning point for Tuello.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he didn't change that demeanor, I guess by this episode, I think that going into season 5, he would probably be officially like my least useful character. I would just be so annoyed with him because I just wanted some real breakthrough there, and we finally got it. Like, he was rattled, and I enjoyed it. I wanted to see him feel things, and finally we got it.
Something I hated when after June was with Fred, and June and Luke are driving, and Luke is like, do you want to go grab a beer? Do you want to go, like, get some food? And she's like, no, I just want to go home. And then she says, I'm going to put Fred on the wall. And Luke just goes, like, no, like, you got to understand he's going to go free. You got to let it go. Nope, dude. No. And I think that was, like, a final fissure for June as well. Like, don't tell someone who's been through 7 years of, like, ridiculous trauma that they gotta let it go. That is that was so insulting. And, like, so she's just like, I'm gonna put him on the wall. Like, nope, not even gonna pay attention to that comment. Like, that, for all the times I've defended Luke, I was just like, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Also, I genuinely thought June was going to, like, I genuinely thought that she was going to poison him with hemlock in the jail room.
I know. So that's what made me so happy about the participation in the end, because the whole time she was in there, I think it's because Scarlett got in my head today. She repeatedly just kept saying her prediction to me every time I'd walk past her, which was, June's going to kill Fred. June's going to kill Fred. June's going to kill Fred. June's going to kill Fred.
I wasn't really thinking that, though. It all came from Twitter because
Scarlett, you called it.
Like, and so I was like, okay, I get it. Like, but I do think it's going that way. But now I'm kind of like, wow, I feel like maybe people are right here. Like, I get this
the bar
now.
Scene,
I can see where it's going to happen.
Scene, like, when they were having the drink in the prison, the whole time that I'm watching that scene, I'm like, she's gonna kill him. Especially when she sent the guard out, I was like, okay, she's gonna kill him. Is she gonna kill him like Winslow style and like confess what happened with Winslow and then do the exact same thing and like smash him in the face with a bottle? Like, I'm waiting to see what is gonna happen and how she's gonna kill him. And then I'm thinking Nightshade, and then I was like, no, I don't really want her to kill him. Not because I want her to be able to kill him. I just don't want her to face the repercussions. And like, if Fred's dead right here. Like, obviously she did it. And then,
Yeah.
you know, the repercussions are different. So at one point, I forget where it was in the episode, but someone's saying to her something like, it's in the scene when Fred says to her, do you miss Offred? And I'm like, you know, what a gross and terrible thing. But then I'm like, you know what? When she says, yes, I miss her too, I'm like, I bet a part of her does. There are things that she misses about Offred. One, the lack of repercussions for murder. Like, I really think that she misses that. And then so in the end, when I'm watching that, I'm like, yes, she missed this part of Offred. She missed that she could actually do this to Fred and get away with it. And that made me happy.
It's almost like she has more resources in Gilead to kill people than she does in Canada. Because Canada, like, it's, you know, it's got its shit together for the most part. And it's not a war-torn country in Canada like to murder
people.
Like it.
Yeah, they don't like that.
That's a very low bar we're setting here.
Like that.
What other moments made you guys just absolutely scream?
You know, it wasn't really a scream thing, but it had me on the edge of my seat. Was still the scene where she's having the drink with Fred. I didn't think that she was going to poison him. It just got to a point where I was like, no, this isn't going to happen. But I kept wondering if she was going to take that glass, especially after he apologized. If she was going to take that glass, smash it on the end of the table, and just jam it into his neck and, like, walk out. But then I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. But that's what I was really feeling, and I was kind of waiting for it. Especially because there's that one trailer picture, and there's, like, blood on her face, and I'm like, well, here she is, and here he is. Is this it? Because I don't really see how else this is going to happen, but...
I loved the finger in the mail, too.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
We're laughing. You know, it made me... I just realized that we didn't see any Aunt Lydia in this one, which is fine, because she didn't have to be there, but it made me realize, like, holy shit, the Last Supper was literally the last supper of the season. Like,
but that does end it nicely. Okay, that's cool. I'm into that, though.
Or at least as far as, like, Gilead goes. I don't know. I just... Or it was, like, the last time we see her. Last summer with Aunt Gilead. Aunt Lydia.
I mean, potato. It does.
It still works. Right?
Wholly gratifying.
Yeah. And I feel like we are definitely in the wilderness now. Like, I don't really know where it goes from here. It's so open-ended, so out in the wilderness, you know? Like there's just, I know, it's really cool.
I kind of love it.
And your background is so fitting, Scarlett.
It is.
You look like you're about to participate in this participation.
Yeah.
I mean, not no.
No, I don't know. This was supposed to go in my, like, little yoga space, but I haven't actually done any yoga. And so I just took that. I took it down and hung it up in here. Yes, I do a lot more podcasting than I do yoga.
Any other thoughts before we
I
go
can't
rewatch and dive deep?
Yeah, I can't wait to, like, really dissect this episode with you guys. Or with you too. Like, there's so much here.
I know.
That was so
I just can't
great.
stop laughing. This is so bad. I just can't stop laughing.
I know.
How many times
right?
do you get to fucking say that in The Handmaid's Tale?
The Handmaid's Tale. Nothing joyful is supposed to happen. We're not supposed to have anything gratifying. It is depression porn for a reason. So to have such a gratifying payoff after 4 very long seasons, I think we're allowed to revel in this for a moment, despite the repercussions, despite whatever ends up happening with June and Luke, or, like, what happens to, like, Serena. And, like, we finally got to see Fred get exactly what he deserved. No ticker tape, no banners, no news, no interviews, no chance at redemption.
Oh, God. I cannot wait to go back.
Not even a memory of him.
Slow-mo rewatch that scene. As his face slowly realizes what's happening. Oh, gosh. That's so great. So great. That scene alone will really hold me over to season 5. I feel good about that.
Absolutely. And the mental image of Serena, like,
100%.
realizing that she almost received a package with Fred's finger in it with the wedding ring. I can hear her screams from here. Her beautiful screams in my head. Ah,
I'm a little bit bummed out that she didn't open it.
that would have been all too gratifying. Better in the absence of best. Exactly.
But it's like, let's just accept what we got. Like, let's just take it and appreciate it and not ask for anything more because it was pretty great.
All right. So with that, I mean, it's now 2:00 in the morning. We are all going to either go to sleep or start rewatching it. We can't wait to do a full swan dive like into this. It's probably going to be 4 hours of us just laughing merrily. So, same. I'm going to sleep so soundly tonight.